From a stunning time-lapse at Mount Sabancaya in Peru showing the volcano exploding multiple times over several days, and an eruption in Italy that sprayed molten rock high into the sky, to a group of golfers in Hawaii caught off guard when the volcano next to them suddenly blew its top, and an eruption in Chile that produced an ash plume so big it nearly blocked out the sun. Here are some of the most surreal volcano eruptions caught on camera. Mount Etna is an active stratovolcano on the eastern Sicilian coast, between the cities of Catania and Messina. At just over 11,000 feet, Etna is the tallest peak in Italy that isn't part of the Italian Alps. Because of Etna's high activity levels, the lower slopes are covered in fertile volcanic soil, making it the perfect spot for vineyards and orchards. In early 2012, that activity was on full display. Etna erupted several times between January and April of 2012. From what we can tell, none of those eruptions were violent enough to call for evacuations. Instead, the people of eastern Sicily were able to kick back and enjoy some of Mother Nature's most fantastic shows. Footage from an eruption on April 12th shows why some call Mount Etna the Forge of the Gods. Smoke floats high into the air as blood-red magma spews from Etna's vents. Steam from the snow-capped mountain creates a rolling blanket that hovers over the surface. You'd be hard-pressed to paint a more perfect picture. A few zoomed-in shots of the magma are absolutely stunning. According to Greek mythology, Zeus trapped the monster Typhon beneath Mount Etna. It also houses the Greek forges of Hephaestus and the Roman forges of Vulcan, depending on which mythos you subscribe to. Volcanologist Tom Pfeiffer likes to call Mount Etna an enigma. According to Tom, Etna doesn't fit neatly into the three primary volcano categories. It's not a quiet rift volcano that occurs when tectonic plates move apart. It's not a dangerous subduction volcano when plates come together. And it's not a hotspot caused by molten material rising up from deep within the earth. It's just Mount Etna, the volcanic forge of the gods. Mount Sabancaya is a 19,000-foot stratovolcano in southern Peru, tucked into the Andes Mountains. It's part of the central volcanic zone of the Andes, one of the three volcanic belts across the mountain range. According to the Smithsonian, the name Sabancaya translates to tongue of fire in native Quechua languages. Sabancaya was in a prolonged state of continuous eruption between November 2016 and December of 2022. In the early days, between December 12th and the 16th, stunning time-lapse footage captured the tongue of fire erupting multiple times. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. We watch an ash plume rise quickly from the main vent and fill the clear blue sky. The shots taken at night show us some of the magma coming up with the smoke. Our favorite shot of the entire compilation might be when Sabancaya erupts in front of a star-filled sky. The way the ash plume cuts the image in half is worthy of a museum. According to NASA, Sabancaya had been pretty restless in the year before 2016. Ash puffs and volcanic gases occurred more frequently as we inched closer to November. By the 6th, Sabancaya was producing ash plumes and explosions on a regular basis. Mount Calbuco is a stratovolcano in southern Chile, nestled between Yanquihue Lake and Chapo Lake. It's close enough to the cities of Puerto Varas and Puerto Montt that a massive eruption could cover the buildings in thick coats of ash. On April 22nd of 2015, that is exactly what happened. According to the NASA Earth Observatory, Mount Calbuco blew its lid for the first time since 1972. The ash cloud rose some 50,000 feet into the air, acting as a menacing cloud of dark smoke to communities as far away as Argentina. Anybody within a 12-mile radius was evacuated from their homes as the ash plume got bigger and bigger and bigger. The massive ash plume fills the entire screen as it stretches several miles into the air. Our camera operator pulls back to put the entire eruption in perspective. It's crazy to compare how far away they are with how big the ash cloud is. The cloud moves so slowly that it almost looks like a solid shape, like giant pieces of cauliflower floating through the air. In a nearby town, another camera operator stands on the street corner and films the ash cloud looming over the neighboring houses. Once again, the distance puts the eruption's size into perspective. Soon, the cloud takes on beautiful shades of orange, red, and yellow as the sun sets behind it. According to NASA, tremors around the volcano began in the late afternoon. Calbuco officially erupted at 6:06 p.m. and continued spewing ash and pumice for the next 90 minutes. Some lava flows were observed from the main vent, but the giant ash plume was the main attraction. In fact, the plume was so big that it covered villages near Puerto Varas in several inches of ash. Some of the images are truly shocking. Imagine a good winter storm, but instead of snow, it's volcanic ash. The island of La Palma is part of the Canary Islands, a volcanically active cluster off the coast of Africa. While the Canaries are only a few hundred miles from the Moroccan coast, they are technically controlled by Spain. The 29-mile-long wedge-shaped island houses two large volcanoes, Caldera de Taburiente and the younger Cumbre Vieja. Cumbre Vieja is among the most active volcanoes in the Canary Islands. On September 11th of 2021, an earthquake swarm attacked the mountain, writing the perfect script for increased volcanic activity. Then, on September 19th, Cumbre Vieja blew its top. Rivers of lava flowed into nearby towns and villages, and the volcano didn't stop erupting for 85 long days. Lava lights up the night sky as Cumbre Vieja continues erupting. The next day, we see molten volcanic material inching closer to people's homes and farms. Emergency workers escort residents to safety as a new fissure opens up in the center of town. Drone footage shows the lava flowing across the street, while cameras on the ground capture it approaching someone's house. Next, we see lava rolling downhill and into a backyard swimming pool. Some firefighters inside a building record as the lava nearly surrounds them. Lava flows destroyed around 3,000 buildings. It covered vineyards and banana plantations and cut off several main roads. But, as bad as it was, nobody was hurt during the 4-month eruption. Some homes were covered in mountains of ash, as if 20 feet of black snow fell on La Palma Island. The volcano fell silent on December 14th after flaring for 85 days, the longest eruption in La Palma's history. According to NPR, it took 10 days of no lava flow, seismic activity, or sulfur dioxide emissions to declare the eruption over. For Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, declaring it over was the best Christmas present he could have asked for. Mount Ebeko is the most active volcano in the Kuril Archipelago, a small cluster of islands between northern Japan and southeastern Russia. The central crater houses a 65-foot deep lake whose shores are lined with steaming solfataras, areas of volcanic activity that give off sulfurous steam. Mount Ebeko and the Kuril Islands have become popular tourist destinations over the years. On September 28th of 2018, a group of volcano enthusiasts ventured out for an up-close and personal look at the mountain. One couple got a little too close to the crater, but was able to capture some jaw-dropping footage.
Видео, Крис. А ты снимал? Нет, я бежал, типа. Нет.
А камни, ты слышал? Фу, блин. Говорит.
И без этого, без продувки, блядь.
Не, он же продувал, мы просто внимание.
Видимо, это было то, что мы снимали, это он продувал, блядь.
Прям вот над моей головой
Пиздец.
камушки рассеялись. А так мы бы должны были быть...
Judging by their reaction, the volcano must have erupted shortly before they started filming. They can't help but laugh as they gaze at the massive ash plume, though they are lucky they weren't caught in a violent eruption. According to the cameraman, the couple narrowly escaped certain death. They had been watching some minor volcanic activity for about 2 hours. Then, they decided to walk down a path leading to the lake. However, something compelled them to turn back, and the volcano erupted moments later. Had they continued down the path, they would have been standing in the epicenter. Our cameraman said they heard the volcano erupt as they walked away, and massive volcanic bombs began landing all around them. The couple chose a pretty busy time to visit Mount Ebeko. According to the Smithsonian, the volcano was in a continuous state of eruption between October of 2016 and November of 2021. The Volcano Golf Course is exactly what it sounds like. The par 72 18-hole course is the oldest on the Hawaiian Islands. and it sits about 4,000 feet above sea level on the rim of the Kilauea volcanic crater. Beginning on May 3rd of 2018, ongoing eruptions at Kilauea destroyed nearly 40 buildings, leading to widespread evacuations. Ash plumes rose some 30,000 feet into the air, but that wasn't about to spoil a great day on the course. Golfers teed off while photographers took some truly stunning photos of the ash plume looming in the background. Our golfer watches in amazement as Kilauea erupts. We see one group heading for the next hole, clearly unfazed by what's happening miles away. The ash plume gets bigger with each passing second, eventually stretching beyond the clouds. According to the National Park Service, the 2018 Kilauea eruption changed Hawaii's Big Island forever. Between May and August, lava flow covered the land southeast of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and the multi-month eruption devastated nearby residential districts. By the end, about 700 homes were reduced to smoldering piles of ash. At the summit, the Halemaumau crater grew from 280 feet deep to about 1,600 feet deep. Its diameter nearly doubled. Well, that's all we have for you today. But if you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, then be sure to click the link on screen now. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.